Janeiro, that's it. Um, you go to bat on Thursday. Team in a bit of trouble. 36 for three. Obviously, you're not even worrying about a century at the time. You're worrying more about putting your foot down or putting your head down and trying to get Somerset back in. But your thoughts once you guys have built St. George's out, what was the plan, and then having to reassess that situation once you had to go to bed?
I thought once we built them out, it was just a matter of getting the lead, basically. Once we got ahead, getting the total, and then getting the lead to try to give them a 2-1. That was the plan.
Right.
I mean, I knew it was an easy wicket, which was probably the easiest wicket I'm played on an in-cup match. But I mean, once we was in trouble, it wasn't even a thought about being in trouble. It was just a matter of me betting the duration of the first day, and then hopefully once I got started, it was like, you know what, I can get 100, and then it was just like, yeah, well, let's go ahead and get the 100 and just continue from there.
Right. You're 50 odd for three. You guys had taken it from 36. Steven gets dropped, or he hits the ball of the year. What's your message to him right after that?
It's like, I mean, it's like you gotta concentrate. Like, don't get caught up in the atmosphere. Everybody wants to see boundaries. Don't get caught up in it. It was like just a matter of keeping your head on, and let's go reassess the score, and let's take it in tens. You know, so once he's like, yeah, that's right, cool, we'll do that. Because I tell him he can't afford to lose concentration because you can't rely on the rest of the guys. And once we're in, we gotta stay in. So that's what I had told him prior to that.
Right. He gets out on 49. It's still about an hour to go in the day's play. In comes Jakan. So two former captains at the wicket. You're still at 149, I believe it was. And so what's the plan there? Just see the day out?
Yeah, basically just see the day out. And like I tell him, if we can get to 180 at the close of play without losing our wicket, then we're pretty much set for the morning. Once they took the new ball, it was like, there ain't no sideways movement, nothing. Maybe one moved off the seam, but I was glad they took it that night. I was like, if they take it Friday, we might be in a little bit of trouble in the morning with the morning dew and moisture in the wicket. But once they took it that night, and then me and Con was like, yo, this is easy. So I was like, well, let's get to the 180. Once we get to 180, we can come out in the morning and have some fun. I'll try to get to the 100. And then after that, it's just all guns blazing after that. But I never really got going after the 100.
You and I talked prior to Cup match, and you were talking about the conditions of the wicket at Somerset. Mainly, a lot of it due to the fact that the sun doesn't really hit that wicket until later on. So early, whoever wins the toss, for that first hour, that team that's batting is going to struggle. So say it's so done.
Right.
It was a matter of trying to get as many wickets in that first hour as possible for Somerset.
Yeah, that was the whole plan. Once we had talked about it, I'm like, look, I played up for the other week and watched this wicket go from one wicket to a different wicket in the afternoon. So it was like, look, we win the toss, we definitely got to send these guys in. I told the coach. Coach agreed, and Jordan plays on a regular basis. So it was like, yeah, we got to do that there. And Reed James, the groundsman, he done a good job, but he said the same thing. So once he won the toss, it was a matter of us trying to get as much wickets as possible. I thought we got 4, but we needed Lionel or Allen. That would have really had put the young guys on the back burner.
Right.
And if Chris would have took that catch and slips off a Lionel, they probably would not have got 100.
Right. You watch that happen. You see how eventually the wicket changed throughout the day, and you saw how easy it became for Lionel and Allen, who basically put their heads down and batted. Were you like chomping at the bit to get out there?
Oh yeah, I was like, hey, this is easy. I'm looking and I'm talking to both of them. I'm like, hey, this thing is nice to bet on up and down, just straight up. Like, so it's like, yo, well, my turn next. So you better enjoy your hit while I'm watching, because my turn is next. You're gonna watch me. So that's what it was basically about, betting on a nice track like that.
Right. It's hot. The humidity's high. There's a lot of atmosphere going on. You finish the night on 76. You go back to the hotel. What's your night thought process?
Basically, it was just a matter of taking my mind off it. It was just a matter of, okay, the first day is over. Go back hotel, talk a little nonsense, sit off with the guys, and just relax. Don't even thinking about the cricket part of it. Now is the time to just relax and think about, just having some fun with the guys. So that's what it was basically about. Me and Kid, we just sit off, talked a little nonsense, had a little fun, the coach, and then once it came to morning, then it was time to refocus. So once it was breakfast time, it was like, look, you gotta refocus. I said, yeah, I'm straight. You know what I mean? So that's what it was. Just take my mind off the game and wait until Friday morning to really get refocused on what I'm gonna do once I get to the wicket.
When did the nerves kick in? Because we saw you were taking them in singles, you were taking them in doubles, a boundary here, a boundary there, but 76 to when you got dropped on 93. That's when I think you started showing a bit of it. Well, from the outside looking in, when did the nerves really kick in about trying to get that 100?
It wasn't really the nerves. It's just a matter of like, look, you're on 93. A six and a single will just do it. Like, so you get aggressive.
Right.
And I think I got aggressive in that actual shot, whereas prior to that I was just pushing it for one. But once I saw it pitched up, I'm like, I can go just take this over the top. And just that quick lapse just let me down almost. And then I just had to, like, just refocus and say, look, you know what? Instead of trying to hit the boundary, let's just go back and pick up the ones and twos again and wait for the bare ball just to put away. And so that's what I did.
You're on 98. Stephen Kelly Berlin. First one you try to flick, hit your pads. Next one, little missed time. Next one you end up getting it around the corner, and you get the 100. Running down, you ain't sure if the ball's getting to the boundary, but when you make the turn, you realize it's hit the boundary. The emotion.
Yeah,
explain that.
It was really emotional for me. Once I saw that hit the boundary, it was like, flip, man, it's finally happened in Somerset. Because once you've been playing cup match for 21 years, and everybody says, what, you can't score no runs in Somerset, all you do is score runs in St. George's? So it was just a relief to get the monkey off my back in Somerset, and it was good. I really enjoyed that deal.
The game was held up because you had St. George's fans, you had cup match people on the field congratulating you. Obviously, mom and dad, family. That period of time and those moments will be something that you remember for forever. So
yeah, I mean, when you think about your last cup match and score 100 in your last cup match, it's like, hey, this is the way you want to go out. When you play your first cup match, and if you score 100, this is where you want to come in. So it's like it's just setting the standard for yourself, and that's what I really want to do. I want everybody to know me when I leave and say, "Oh, your boy scored 100 in something he never did." That was something that's really touched me,
Right. You're walking off the field. Well, you're disappointed at the fact that you're out now, and it took you a little while. What goes through your mind is you're on your knees.
At first, I didn't know how I got out because I'm looking at the umpire. He's got his finger up. So
Right.
I'm like, why are you putting your finger up for? I hit the ball.
Right.
And when I look, Sinclair was like, hey, you're out, I'm like, so I look back at these stumps. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. That ball did not roll back and hit my stump. And it's like, I stood there just to say, like, flip, man, it's finally over.
Right.
Like, so it's like.
That was your time.
Yeah. It was like, hey, this is finally over. The curtains just came down on
Right.
you. So it's like, hey, it's got emotional, but I had to get up and just walk off.
Right.
And to walk off to the guard of honor from the Somerset players, it was amazing for me. Like, it's something that I'll never forget in cup match.
Right. You come back out, you guys come back out, you reassess the situation, you're looking to try to build St. George's out again. I don't know if too many other people saw, but it looked as if you strained your hamstring a little bit fielding out.
No, I just think my legs were tired.
Right.
I couldn't even move. It was like,
I saw you bend down for the ball, and I saw you.
I was trying to stretch, and it was like, hey, bro, my legs are heavy.
Right.
I bet in, maybe 3 hours, maybe, and it was like, look, I'm tired. I can't make it no more. So I just said, well, bring on the reserve. And, and plus they got experience and exposure.
Right.
Because these guys are the next generation of Somerset players. Right. So at least I can give them the exposure and experience to experience the crowd or shouting out their names.
Right.
And I think Donovan buckled under pressure because he dropped a lollipop. Yeah,
Oh, all right, I mean, everybody, Jordan ran over to him and all they could do is smile because it was almost like he was ready to celebrate before he took the catch, and that would have really unsettled St. George's, but it's that experience that they got the opportunity for.
Correct.
Did Jacoby and you talk about it being your last one? Because it was also announced by the president that Jacoby had told him that was going to be his last.
Well, I had fun, though, when I went to training up Somerset. He said he had talked to the president saying this is his last. I'm like, yo, you're 31 years old. Like, you know what I mean? It's still got another 8 cup matches left. So, I don't know. Like, I can't see why his retiring from cup match, but he has his beliefs or whatever. He thinks he's done that, and I can't knock him. That's his thing,
How much advice can you offer next year's team? Because no matter, over the last few years, Somerset has dominated the game for long periods of time. But there's always been a point in the game where it can possibly get away from them. How much advice can you offer next year's team that if that opportunity arises where they might find themselves in a bit of trouble, that they just need to settle down and calm down?
Yeah, that's all. I mean, when you look at the last maybe 2 or 3 cup matches, St. George has been in the driver's seat the first day.
Right.
But they haven't taken it with both hands and saying, like, what got these guys done? And then, like, I think the experience that these guys will come back and say, look, we're done, but we're not out. Let's go back in the morning. Let's go fight. Let's go just do the basics. And I think if these guys do the basics in cricket, batting, bowling, and fielding, then they wouldn't have a problem. It's not a one-day game.
Right.
This is like our test match. So you guys just bat, wait for these guys to build your big ball, and then you put it away.
Let's talk a little bit about the wicket, because I was stopped over the weekend and just today as well, and people were talking about my thoughts about the game itself. And I said, you know what? With a wicket that we had, it forced the bowlers to bowl, but it also forced the batsmen to put their heads down and bat.
Right.
Is that what you would like to see more of? Wickets that it challenges both teams, kind of thing?
I mean, yeah, that's what you want. You want wickets to help the batsmen, because you want to go bounce. You want, as a bowler, you want a ball that's bouncing and seaming a little bit, but not a lot. But that's the only way you can improve cricket. You can only improve cricket with the quality wickets to make quality players. So that's what we want in cup match. And people spending all this money to come cup match, they want to see a good game, good players, and good results. That's what it's about. I mean, it's about the people.
Right.
If we continue to not play good cricket, then the numbers are going to dwindle away. And we don't need that in cup match, because cup match is so much history.
Right.
We need to keep it going for future generations.
And you guys in George was beating players, not with speed, but with different variations. You replaced Trey Manders, who had just got bowled. Looking at that, what are you telling yourself? Get right behind the ball, because you got to try and solidify that inning.
Yeah, you have to get right behind the ball. You got to get in line. With George, he tries a lot of different variety balls. So it's like you really got to watch it from the hand. He just tries anything, and sometimes it works.
Right.
Which, as a bowler, you're going to take that approach on a regular basis. So, I mean, with George, I'm just going to watch it out of his hand and see what it does after that.
How much guys do you think, well, you've been playing, you played 21 years, other guys played for a very long time, but over the next few years, we've seen these teams change. I mean, Somerset hasn't changed their team in 3 years, so that's guys with 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 years of experience. But do you want to see guys play a lot longer to give back to the game, to experience or show people what it's about, cup match?
Yeah, I think so. I think the more years we guys play, the better you're going to get. But the best players have the reasons for not want to play for St. George's or Somerset. And the clubs have their reasons for not picking the best players. But I just think the best players have to come back out and show the public why they are the best players. And that's my thing. So I advise all the good players out there to come and try out, whether it's St. George's or Somerset. The people just want to see good players playing in cup match. That's what it's all about.
What would you say your most memorable moment of cup match in all the years you played would be?
Well, I'm going to say 186, the record. That's something that I won't forget. That was a historic moment to surpass Lloyd James's 170 something.
171.
171.
Or 173.
So that's my all-time best cup match highlight right there.
Right.
And then
it was a similar situation because it was done the Friday morning where you needed to get to the Century, and then down St. George's, it seemed like you went from 100 to 150 in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was like, once I was in that zone, it was like, it doesn't make sense stopping. Once
Right.
you're in a zone and you're hitting the ball clean, it's just a matter of keep going, ride your luck.
Right.
That's what it's about. So I just read my luck to the end. That's all it was about.
Your message, your final message to St. George's cup match team.
They have some good players. But I think sometimes discipline, when it comes to betting, will let them down. Like I said, this is our test match. We're not playing a 2020. We're not playing a 50-over match. So it's different times of the sport that you got to change gears. But cup match, you don't really have to change gears. I mean, you look at Allen Douglas. He just came out from jump, up, up, up. That's his style of play. But if he can get into a mentality whereas I can play and bet longer, he'll be a dangerous player because he hits the ball hard, he hits the ball long, and he's aggressive. But he's just got to have it where it's a controlled aggression. You know what I mean? But otherwise, in that, the players have to adjust from the 50-over version to the longer version to become quality players in cup match if they're trying to, I guess, set records or make runs or whatever the case may be. And that's what my mindset is. Adjustment from the short version to the longer version of the game.
Your final message to your Somerset Cup match team?
I just think Somerset, they have a good prospects with the players that are coming through. Just stick together. Stick with Jordan. And these young guys are good players. Just stick to the basics. And just listen to what Jeff has to say. Jeff has some good advice. Jeff's been around a long time. Reggie Tucker, he's one of the best fielding coaches in the island, in my eyes. And I thought he done a great job with training, with the fielding. He done a good job. If these guys continue to follow their lead, then Somerset's in good hands.
You leave cup match, and your parting message to Bermuda as far as the end of your cup match career.
It's been a good 21 years. I did it all. I know I'm probably 9 runs short of 1,500, but right now, that's it. I'm enjoying it. I'm had a great time. Most catches, highest score, best average. What can you say, Bears? 5 centuries. It's been good to me. So I'd rather leave now on a high rather than leave with 2 ducks. Because they remember 2 ducks. But I want to remember the 100 more rather than leave with 2 ducks. I don't want to be a part of the double duck club. Clay, Charlie, Neil, them guys. I don't want part of that.
All right, well, congratulations and thank you for everything you've done for Cup Match. And we know you'll be around at some point in time to offer some advice to both teams, because I think the camaraderie between both teams was immaculate over the 2 days. That the friendships that you guys have built in that battle, but it's still a lot of friendships around.
It's a war, but we're all friends
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
Yeah. All right.
All right, cool. Yeah, man.